Hello! Today we are here to discuss King of Tokyo. So this one goes back a ways.
Yep.
About what year is it?
2011.
2011. So this one predates my marriage and my meeting of Miranda. But before we get into it, make sure you hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so you can find out more about these older games as well as the newer ones, and these cute little creatures. You get to see all of them. So
cute little creatures. They're monsters, Randy.
Hey,
cute little
they're
creatures.
Kaiju.
Yeah, that's not cute little creatures.
I think that's what it translates to.
No, I don't think so.
I'm pretty sure. Yeah, that's
a giant monster that eats people.
Okay, cute little creature. All right, so Rob, can you tell us more about King of Tokyo?
So the original King of Tokyo, which is a re-implementation of King of Monsters, which came out before that. But King of Tokyo came out in 2011. Board Game Geek rank of 387, rated at 7.1. Plays 2 to 4, and it plays in about 30 minutes, which is pretty accurate. Ages 8 and up, which I think is also accurate. It's pretty easy to learn and play. Designed by the one of the game masters himself, Richard Garfield. Now the art's by several different people, and I apologize if I butcher these names. Gabriel Butik, Romain Gaschet, and then Paul Maffeon and Igor, depending on which Young Frankenstein movie you like to watch. Pulichin, and published by iello. So the retail is $44.99, but I've seen lots of different price points. So Amazon has it for $35.70, Noble Knight has it for $25.48, and then eBay has the cheapest one. Someone's selling it for $20, $19.95. Now, here is an interesting bit. This game's been out a while, and it's very popular, and there's lots of mini expansions.
Yes.
So there's 19 different expansions you can get for this game.
Most of them are just extra characters,
and
right?
60 accessories that you can officially buy for this game. So there is a ton of content for this game, including another, well, it's not really a big box, because neither one's a big box, but another base set expansion called King of New York, which they're not the same game, but they're kind of compatible.
They're very similar.
Yeah.
So what we've got here on the table is the King of Tokyo base game, the King of Tokyo power-up, and the King of Tokyo Halloween.
Yes.
So the Halloween basically adds another set of dice just because
which is
orange,
really nice, though, because if you have like a 4 or 5 player game, it makes spreading the dice out a little bit easier.
So the base game of this is only up to 4 players, but interestingly, the board that it's came printed with has 5 and 6 already on it. So they knew that they were going to make an expansion to allow you to play 6 player. And then they have, with these added characters, you get these dials, and these are really cool. They're already pre-built for you, and they have the name of the character, a scoring section, and a health meter on it. And, it's really cool. Just a lot of conventions we went to, they would just have a new one every year. And it was a race. Our friend Corey would race to get over there, like first thing, to try to grab the latest version. And he managed to grab them for me most of the time. And he actually got an autographed one for me one year I think he gave it to me as a present. So I've got a lot of expansions and add-ons for this. As a matter of fact, there's one I know I just recently got from, I think, the Man vs. Meeple
from the
campaign,
Kickstarter.
and I don't know where it's at. I got two big bags of promos, and I need to find it so I can add it, because we can add it out, and don't know where it's at. It's been like every time I try to turn around, it's there in my face, except for when I want to use it. But yeah, I mean,
but as you can tell, we've got a ton of different extra characters.
It honestly doesn't matter, because I always play with them. Well, Jack, pumpkin guy, and they claim the orange dice because they go with him very well. So nobody touches my orange dice. Then nope, can't touch them. Okay. Then the power up adds these cards that are character specific. Problem is they didn't make these for all the promos, and of course anything that came out after this, they don't have cards for, because these are tailored specifically for each character.
Yeah, so only specific characters have the power-up cards.
Right. So like Space Penguin here is a promo, and I don't believe there's any cards for Space Penguin in the deck.
Or at least we don't have them if they do.
So, there's a lot of things that, you have to, if you choose to use some of these promos, their power-up set and everything, you won't be able to use the promo cards or some of the characters anyway. But you get these green Terraforming Mars style see-through cubes. You have
you get standees.
Yeah, the standees are the coolest part.
Yeah.
They're really neat, and they do a very good job. The base, we take them off every time, but it hasn't really messed with the bottom of the cardboard.
Because they're just tight enough to hold them, but not too tight to where you can't pull them out without damaging.
Job
yes, because generally they're too tight, and it always ruins the edge of the cardboard.
Ditches the bottom of it, yeah. The cards, they're not great cardstock. They have no linen finish, and there's a little edging you can feel on the edges, but they're okay.
They're all right, but I would definitely sleeve this. Yeah. A lot of people sleeve this just because they love this game and they play it a lot.
Yeah, we don't play it as often as... I always forget how much I enjoy this game. And it's mainly because it's one of the few player elimination games that I like, because that's like my least favorite mechanic in a game. And you can get eliminated
pretty quick in this game.
you don't see it coming, and boom, somebody rolls 6 dice and gets all attack on you, and you are out quick. So this is one that doesn't hit the table near enough, and I would probably be my only concern with young children is the gameplay is super easy. It's very Yahtzee style. Yeah. But if you don't have kids that are sensitive to getting attacked, that's going to be a problem.
Or if they lose early, they're like, because they want to play.
But as far as the quality, I love the chunky dice.
Yep.
I love these player figures. They're very thick, sturdy. They did an outstanding job with the holders for them. The dials are spot on as far as the set, making it so you don't have to assemble them. A lot of games you have to assemble those things. They're already assembled. The board is...
The board looks good, but it's meh.
I mean, it's nothing exciting, but it functions. Yeah. And all it is this is a King of the Hill type game. Yeah. So you're just putting yourself on the board or off the board, really. That's it. All in all, I think there's nothing that's just outstanding and wow, except for the big figures. And, the dice are okay, but they're not going to attract attention. I'll probably give it a 6.5. I think just because these are so amazing, and those dials are pretty cool too.
I agree. I think 6.5 is a good score.
All right, moving on to the theme. This theme is just so much fun.
It is a ton of fun.
So the characters are all, like I said, they're cute. Even he argues with me they're not. I think they're adorable, especially like some of the promos they added on. Yeah. You got the Dice Bear, you got Brocken Bear.
Bar you got a panda. You got there's just and there's a lot of classic. You can't use certain titles because of copyright, but they mimic like classic Japanese kaiju movies. So a lot of those type of monsters are in this game. But they got like a some of them got like a Warner Brothers feel to them too, like the Space Penguin. Yeah. I mean that looks like a Warner Brothers character to me, and so it's just got these cartoony, and they are cute, but definitely that big monster kaiju feel to them.
Yeah, and then when you top that off, you got these cards that give you special abilities.
Like these over the top.
And they're over the top, and then they with the Halloween expansion, they added costumes, and those are really hilarious because they have like a ghost, and you got holes, and you can see the creature through the ghost.
So it's the monster.
It's one of the monsters, but you can stack them. So
they get multiple costumes.
And the rulebook is to make some comments on that, which are kind of humorous too. So. I think the art is outstanding.
It's excellent, and every card's unique. And so, I mean, there's a couple of copies, but not many.
Yeah, and there's a lot of tongue-in-cheek humor in the art, and the characters just look outstanding and amazing. I don't think any of them. I can't think if I sat down and I could pick any one of these and be happy playing. Yeah, because I love the art. Although I'm always going to pick my pumpkin guy. I just really think this is a beautiful
I touched them.
You managed to pull it off, aren't you? But the dice are very functional. They're big, and you can see all of them. People with bad eyes like me can still see
them. It's not a critique, but I would recommend possibly getting a dice tower for these because they are so big.
You have to get an oversized dice tower.
You have to get some, but you have to have some big hands too to potentially roll.
You put those in the normal dice tower, you're not going to see them again because they're just going to stick right in that dice tower if you can get them in.
You get a giant sized dice tower.
Yeah. Okay. And I would just roll. But besides, that's half the fun, picking them up, rolling those chunky dice, putting them in the dice towers, and that takes that away.
I love dice towers, so it doesn't for me. Anyway.
All right. So I think thematically, this is just a blast as far as the theme.
Absolutely.
I'm going to go ahead and give this one. I'm probably going to give this 8.5. I think.
Really? I'm a 9. I mean, just because I do like those classic Japanese kaiju movies, so it's reminiscent of that, and just the artwork is so good.
Yeah, the artwork is good,
and the tongue-in-cheek humor on some of the cards are great. So I'm a 9. It's
you wouldn't have to twist my arm to push me to a 9. I'm very close. It's just I think. Some of the things are a little basic, like the dice, while they are chunky and they have the iconography. I mean, they're a little basic.
But they're I mean, you don't need them to be fancy.
I understand that. And I'm teetering between 8.5 and 9. Either way, it's a close score.
Yeah, it is.
All right, moving on to the rule book. So the best part.
Super little.
There's no cover, but it goes, the rule book does go through, shows you a picture of all the pieces and tells you how many you have, which of course is completely invalid now because we mixed in so many add-ons. But it's only one fold over page. So you've got 4 pages total. The back is really more of a advertisement for what the game actually.
Other stuff.
No, it's King of Tokyo, isn't it?
I thought it was something.
But it's basically an advertisement for the game, so it's really not. It's only a 3-page rule book, really. The one problem with that is the cards.
Some of the cards could use some clarification.
Need clarification. Yeah. There is a very small section for special cards that has some clarification.
But since we've added to it.
But you've added to it, and even ones that may have been in the base game, this is not very many pieces, the cards to clarify. And you're probably going to have to look at some of them. One we ran into during this gameplay.
So I had toss a truck or throw a truck or something like that. And so it just basically says if I do 3 damage, I get victory points. Well, I'm thinking, all right, well, if I do as the monster, as we'll talk about, if I deal damage, I deal damage to everybody. So if I deal 1, I could potentially do 4 or 5 damage based off the number of people. Does that count? Or do I have to do 3 damage to each person for it to count?
And logically, you would know that, because player count is obviously going to vary. And when you're in there, you hit everybody that's not in Tokyo. So given that, you could get 3 just with simply rolling 1 attack. It just doesn't make sense. And, of course, the clarification clarified, yes, it does.
It made sense to me because I wanted to do it.
Given the fact that there's icons, because you wanted to break the rules. But, I mean, given the fact some of the cards actually show the die, why didn't they do that? Some of it's silly like that.
A little inconsistent. But that didn't happen very often, and I don't think it would happen very often.
Yeah, so the rules are, they got headers for each, almost every paragraph has a different header in the book because it's that easy to learn. So there's just that many few sentences needed to explain a section.
Right.
I think it's an effective way of teaching the game, and then the rule books for all the expansions are even smaller. They're full over, but they're tiny. They fit.
Right.
The expansions are pretty much just little tiny portable boxes. I'm probably going to go ahead and give that, especially since they added the humor in and the references, mentions of the costume. If you have one of the dinosaurs wearing that's like a ghost princess or something,
zombie princess.
That's perfectly fine because you can stack the costumes. So, I mean, there's little things like that are just kind of funny in the rule books. I'm going to probably go ahead and give this one, I'll probably give it 8.5 as well. I think it's a good score. All right, let's talk about the gameplay because this is
super easy
to learn. So first of all, whoever goes first is going to roll their dice, and just like Yahtzee, you're going to try to roll 3 times. You roll 3 times, and you get to keep whatever dice you want to roll. So if I roll here, I got a great roll. I got 3 3s. So you're trying to collect sets of numbers. These are victory points. If you get 3 of the same number, you get that many victory points. But if you get additional ones, each one is additional 1. So I'm starting with a base of 3 with having 3 of them. So these other dice, if I continue rolling them and I get more 3s, I could potentially get up to 6 points in a row. But I also have 2 lightning bolts, and lightning bolts translate into energy.
I said energon because I like Transformers, and that's what they look like.
But these are energy crystals. Which can be used to purchase cards, the money in the game. And then I have 1 attack, and that's what, my current roll, which I would just keep that roll.
Yeah, I would keep it.
I'm thinking, I wouldn't normally do that, but I'm going to go ahead and roll because I can roll 3 times just to demonstrate. But I probably would have kept that.
Let's try and go for some more threes.
All right, so now I got a health. This at the start of the game, everybody has 10 health and 0 victory points. So you can only max at 10 health unless you have cards that alter that rule, which there's a lot of cards that do. But so there's no reason for me to keep this heart right now.
Because we're still at 10.
I also have a 2, which is not the same as my 3s, so there's no reason to keep that. And I have a lightning bolt. So I'm going to go ahead and keep the lightning bolt now, since at least I have something to contribute towards those cards in the future. Oh, I got another 3. So this 2 is useless.
It's useless because you are stuck after your third roll.
All right, so I have 4 3s, and I have a lightning bolt. So now I get 1 lightning, but I can't afford these because this one costs them 2. This one is 4 for this one.
7 and 5.
Yeah, so I can't buy it this turn, but I can hold on to it. But I get 4 victory points. So where's my pumpkin guy? There he is, Pumpkin Jack. So I get to start this game with 0 victory points, and now I got 4 towards a goal of 20 points in the game, and I have my 10 health. So I didn't roll any attack, so I cannot move into Tokyo.
So normally it's empty.
Yeah, at the beginning of the game it would be empty. So in order for me to go into Tokyo and be king of the mountain, if you will, I have to get at least one of the claw marks to go in there. So my turn is done. I got my 4 victory points. I got 1 lightning bolt.
Right.
And then we would go to the next player around the table. So Rob will go.
So I got a bunch of lightning, and I got a bunch of 1s. Point. So 1 victory point does not sound very good to me. So I'm going to re-roll these.
Oh,
another lightning bolt. I'll be able to buy me a card.
You get a ghost already.
All right, so I have an attack, which is the pulse symbol.
And you got 5.
And 5 lightning bolts. So now, because I've got an attack and nobody's in Tokyo, I'm going to take my monster, and now I am in Tokyo. So when you first get in, you get a victory point.
Yep.
But if you can do a full rotation and stay in Tokyo, which we'll talk about here in a minute, why you would leave, I would get an additional 2 victory points for every turn it comes back to me while in Tokyo.
Yep, and you got 5 lightning.
And I got 5 lightning. So I can immediately buy
whichever one you
this one, Spike Tail, which is really nice because it says when I deal damage, I deal extra damage.
Yep. So
and so then we replace that. And so now my turn's over, so it'll go back to Randy.
So now, anytime I roll an attack, I'm attacking
me,
Robert, because he's in the center.
Right. So then I would reduce my health by however much attack is happening to me. And unless I have some kind of special card in play that's mitigating that, I have to take it all.
Yep. All right. So, ooh, I got 4 lightning this time. I want to buy a card, so I'm going to keep that. There's an attack. And a health. I don't need that, but that's my third roll.
So now he has an attack. He automatically hits me. I don't have a choice. So I have to go from 10 to 9.
Well, doesn't your ghost protect you or something?
No, I don't have to ghost. I have Spike Tail.
Oh, you got Spike Tail. So I have 5 now, so I can buy one of these cards. So I can buy Parasitic Tentacles, which I can purchase cards from other monsters by paying the lightning. So I could buy his Spike Tail from him.
Which would suck.
Or I could get the Ghost, where at the end of any player's turn, I can heal one. If I suffer damage, I get to basically heal it.
Yeah, so it can negate 1 damage, basically.
So I'm going to buy that because he's going to do a damage extra. So that seems like a good thing to have to basically heal one. So
now that it's come back to me, I'm actually going to be at 3 points because I got 1 when I first moved into Tokyo. And then I get 2 more for being in Tokyo when it comes back to me. And now I roll again. And the cool part is now that it's attacking, if I get any attack, no matter how many players are, I hit everybody equal to the number of attack die I have. And so...
Which is nice because you don't target anyone. Right. So that no one feels like they are being picked on.
Yeah. So the only thing that happens that's different is me being in Tokyo is hearts are useless.
Yeah.
So unless I had some kind of special card or something that said otherwise, you definitely would want to reroll hearts while in Tokyo.
I should say... Nobody gets picked on except for the person in Tokyo because they're getting picked on by everybody.
And so, see, I got 3 2s now, so I'm already at 2 victory points. And then that's it. So I would have 1 attack, so that hit Randy.
Hit me for 2 because of your Spike Tail, but my Ghost negates 1, so I get
still 1.
1. Yep.
And then I get 2 victory points, and you just keep doing that until someone hits 20 victory points, or if everybody dies.
Well, one thing to add is if he's in Tokyo and he rolls a heart, he cannot heal.
Yeah.
That's very important.
That's why it's useless.
While you're in Tokyo, it's very dangerous because everybody's attacking you, and you cannot block it or heal from anything. You can block if you got cards, but the hearts are useless to you. So,
and the only way to get out is if Randy hits me during his turn, I can choose that. Oh, I'm out of here.
Yeah,
and then Randy has to go back in, and so now he gets targeted.
Yeah, and I will get a victory point for going in, and then 2 if I mix it around to me. So you can, while you're in there, you could get very low on health, and then somebody roll 6 attack on you, and you're done, dead. And that's the one complaint I have about any kind of game like that was player elimination. But it doesn't feel as bad in this one because honestly, it's your own fault. You chose to stay in there. You knew the risk, but the game's short.
It's just it's fun.
Yeah,
yeah.
And I mean, the game we played this tonight was super close. Yeah. I mean, we played this a lot in the day back when we first got it, but tonight's game was super close. You had 17 points,
and I would have won on my turn.
We had everyone else. I think had 12, all of us. And then I had a card that if I rolled all different icons on all the 6 dice, I would get 9 victory points.
And he had a card that would help him change the value of one of those dice.
To whichever side I wanted.
He was most likely going to win.
Yeah. But the best part was I had a card stolen from me.
Yeah.
They could have stolen that card.
And they did.
And they would have prevented me from doing it.
But he rolled anyway. You didn't need that. You didn't need
I got it in the second roll.
Yeah, you got it on the second roll.
So it felt very satisfying as a victory to go from 12 to 19 in one blow there. And so that was quite an epic win.
It was 12 to 21.
12 to 21. When you had 19,
I had 17. I only need 3 points.
But you would have got 2 points on your turn next.
Yep, I would have got 2 points, and then I just rolled to see what had happened. I would have got another 3. So I love this game. It's an easy one to teach. It's an easy one to get to the table. And everybody loves it.
Anyone that knows Yahtzee knows how to play.
Yeah,
I mean it's roll 3 times, but there's that King of the Mountain element, and if adds tension to the game. So you've got that press your luck. I'm going to stay in this time. No, I got to get out. But then even when you get out, the person that goes in could end up hitting you for multiple before you heal. Because I bowed out when I was at 4 health.
Yeah.
And then I had to roll, and I didn't roll cards.
No, technically, here's the thing. Because he had a card, he would have lost the game. But I killed him, but he had a special card that put him back at 10 points.
But I lost all my victory points.
But he lost 6 victory points, and then he got them all back again.
Yeah, so I lost all my victory points.
He lost
I had 6.
Yeah.
So it was basically a respawn do-over card, but it cost me 7 of these energy tokens to get that card,
which was well worth it.
And I bought it the turn before because I was like, I know I'm.
He knows he's going to die
because I got nothing.
He was like at 1 health, I think.
No, I had 4. I had 4 health. But you hit me for 4 because you rolled. I rolled really well. You rolled ridiculously well, and I had no healing. So it was brutal. And that was early in the game.
It was pretty early.
It was like you and I were the only ones I think that had victory points at that point. Because I opened the gate, I got 3 threes at the beginning.
Yep.
And that's what generated my points. And then I got inside right away too. So I was in there for
a couple turns.
I stayed in there 2 rounds. That's how I got 6 points total. And then, I died. And then I thankfully had that card. If I hadn't had a card, I would have been out of the game for the rest watching you guys for the rest of it. So, it was an epic battle, and the best man won. But, so, for the fun I have with this game, even though it is fairly simplistic and it does have take that elements to it that I don't like, I'm still giving it an 8. I think it's an outstanding design, well-designed game that is very approachable, and it is if people don't know it, because you'd have to be almost completely unfamiliar with board gaming or brand new to board gaming to not know this game. Yeah, because it's pretty big. I don't know. Did Target and places like that carry it too?
They used to. I don't know if they still do, just because it's so old, but it's still very popular of a game. And so
I know we've taught this to non-gamers, and they've really enjoyed it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So it's one that is universally liked pretty much. I mean, there's I'm sure some people that just don't enjoy the dice games or don't enjoy take that at all, or the simplicity of it.
But most people who don't like that still like this game just because it's so quick.
Definitely, it's an entry-level game that is going to give you the flavor. If you're a Yahtzee fan or dice fan, you're going to enjoy it. If you like the pressure luck elements, you're going to enjoy it.
And if you like that swinginess of dice games.
And just those epic thrills of that you could talk about later. If like I stole the game from Rob, I'll be bragging about that to him for like weeks now. So I should have bet you to shave that beard.
Oh, I wouldn't have done it.
All right, what's your score on this?
I think I agree. You said what? 8. I think I'm an 8 as well. Just because thematically it's just awesome and it just feels fun. And it's just not very deep, so I can't go any higher than 8. So, but 8's a solid score.
All right. Well, that's our thoughts on King of Tokyo. If you have played this and you enjoy it, let us know. If you don't enjoy it,
which characters do you like to play as?
Yeah. Let us know. If you ever play me, you won't get Pumpkin Jack, but you can have any of the other ones.
I played Dracus, which is the one signed one.
The autograph one.
So it's very pretty.
Yeah, I think that's the one Corey gave me.
Yeah, it looks like he's about to blast something out of his mouth and eat a tree.
Let us know what your favorite kaiju is.
Oh, yeah,
sounds interesting too. We'd like to hear that too,
Yeah.
because Robert anyway likes kaiju movies. I'm not a huge fan of them, but I'll watch
Shin
them.
Godzilla. If you haven't seen it yet, go watch it. It's awesome.
I thought you weren't supposed to say those names.
Take that back. Don't go see it.
All right. So till next time, keep on gaming. Keep on eating other creatures. Bye.
Or trees. Bye.